Hello, plebeians. This is Silence Duguid of His Majesty's 00th Regiment of Foot, coming at you from Star Wars Battlefront II. And if you don't know, this is an exceptional game. It is a first-person shooter Star Wars version, and it's got a kind of Battlefield feel as opposed to like a Modern Warfare feel. Whereas, in Battlefield, you have a battlefield with several points on the map where you got to go get. Alternatively, you got flags, and some of them are just shoot 'em up, beat 'em up, classic stuff. Now, this game is the second installment of the Battlefront series, and when the first one came out, it was huge. It was exactly what the Star Wars fan base wanted, and this was just an icing on top of the cake kind of thing. Improved on it, added some stuff, took away some bad stuff. It was just an all-around great game. At its height, it was the king of online gaming. And this is actually where I got my start in online gaming. So I like to come back here from time to time, visit my baby, and so the way the game works is you got the campaign, and you got an opening on Geonosis, is training, space overview, but the real campaign starts from Geonosis and go through the eyes of the Republic and goes to the Empire, Galactic Civil War, and ends on Hoth. So if you get this game, it's pretty cheap on Steam. I'll play it with you if you get it, and it's good stuff, the campaign. But we're gonna go to Galactic Conquest, which is the second part of this game, and there are 4 campaigns, 1 theater of war, the galaxy. You have the Confederate Uprising, where you play as the Confederacy of Independent Systems. You have Republic Sovereignty, where you play as the Galactic Republic. Then the Dark Reign of the Empire, where you play as the Galactic Empire, and Birth of the Rebellion, where you play as the Rebel Alliance. And that's basically chronological order for me, is starting as the Confederacy, then going to Republic, then going Empire, and then going Rebellion. So we're going to just to stick with that, we're going to start off with the Confederacy. When you start off in Galactic Conquest, you start off with 1 fleet, and the Republic fleet is put on somewhere on one of their planets. In this campaign, they start off on Naboo, pretty close to our home base on Geonosis. Now, we take a look at the planets here, and there are about 13 planets, and you start off with 3. Now, keep in mind that whoever you start off with is always going to be at a disadvantage no matter what. It's not like if you go to Republic, you're just going to switch planets with the Confederacy. No. You're always going to start off with 3 planets, including your capital and 2 other minor planets, essentially. The planets we start off with is Mustafar, right there, Utapau, right there, and then our capital, Geonosis, right over here. Now, the significance of planets is they get you credits. Now, here's the deal. You don't get credits per turn, which is kind of strange. The only way for you to get credits is to fight, which, keeps you from sitting back in a corner and getting credits every turn. But if just taking a look at Geonosis here, it says victory resources 1,000 credits. And what that is that when the Republic comes here and fights me on ground on Geonosis, if I win, I get immediately 100 credits, and the loser gets half of that, 500 credits. If I understand correctly, I might correct myself later in the video. The planetary bonus gives you 100 credits. Now, each planet in the galaxy that you own will give you that credit, the planetary bonus. Not sure what it is for Utapau and Mustafar. We'll find out later. But what that does is that after the battle, all of your planetary bonuses come around to you, whether you win or lose. So, really, it's just a huge advantage to just have more planets. Not simply because that's your objective, but because it's useful to get money. That's what it's all about, getting those planets. Now, you'll notice here, I'm going to zoom in on Geonosis. It's kind of a cool little zoom in, show you what's there. Not much point to it. It's just kind of there, a little cool feature. You'll see that I have a fleet here, right there. It's a Confederacy destroyer. And basically, you move this fleet around the map, and if you move it onto an enemy planet, you initiate an invasion. If the planet is not occupied in space, you go immediately to the ground assault. However, were we, for instance, to attack Naboo, In order for me to stage a ground invasion, I would first have to defeat the Republic in a space assault and destroy their fleet before moving on to Naboo. Now you'll notice that when I click on Utapau, it gives me 3 options. Help, which I'm not going to worry about that. I can skip this turn if I want, or I can build. And it will build me another fleet that costs 1,000 credits. And every time you build a fleet, the next fleet is going to cost an additional 1,000 credits, but your first fleet is free. So if you get wrecked, don't worry. If you only have 200 credits, you'll be fine. Get another fleet, keep it going. Pretty balanced. So, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to spend our money somewhere else. There's 2 additional things you can spend your money on. The first is bonuses. Now, bonuses are little tiny. They start off at 200, then go to 400, go to 600, and then finally 800. They're little tiny bonuses starting at 200, but at 800, it's a battle changer. And depending on where you want to put your money. My personal favorites are Garrison, which it says here adds extra troops to your reinforcement bank if it drops too low, and I'll explain the reinforcement bank later. Auto turrets, which basically put this little machine gun turret on any control point that you own. Very, very useful. Back to tanks and combat shielding are like a health thing. The back to tank constantly regenerates your units, and combat shielding gives you a basic bonus to your armor. This is the sabotage is the only one that's really applicable in space, where it damages all enemy vehicles, and that includes all enemy aircraft, or spacecraft rather. But the most useful one, and the most expensive one, is Leader. And what this does is this gives you a hero to put on the battlefield. And actually, I'm going to spend my money on that. And so we've got that in our list there. You can only have 3 bonuses at a time. What you'll notice there, when I selected the bonus, it put it in my cart, essentially. And if I didn't want to buy it, I could deselect it. So don't worry if you accidentally click on the wrong one. The second thing that you can buy, or the third rather, outside of fleets and bonuses, is different unit types. At the beginning of the campaign, your technology, relatively low. You only start with a super battle droid on ground and a droid pilot in space. It differentiates per faction. Now, if I wanted to expand my arsenal, I would, of course, buy more units. And these 3 units, the assault droid, the assassin droid, and the engineer droid, cost 1,000 credit each. However, each faction has 2 special units. For the Confederacy, it's basically General Grievous's bodyguard, called the Magna Guard. And the second one is the Droideka, which and I'll go ahead and give you a quick brief description of each unit. Super Battle Droid is a regular trooper. He has a wrist laser fire, which fires slower than the rifle used by other factions. However, I feel that it's more accurate and more powerful. Instead of being equipped with a grenade, the Super Battle Droid is equipped with a wrist rocket, which is less useful for crowd control. However, it is much more useful for individual destruction. So if we're fighting in the streets and it's loose combat, urban combat, it's very useful to just fire at one guy and immediately kill that guy, as opposed to fighting in close quarters where the clone trooper has the advantage. The Assault Droid is the anti-armor droid for the Confederacy. He's equipped with a rocket and a pistol. Also, he's equipped with some grenades and some mines. Very deadly, very deadly. Mines are basically an instant kill. Real quick, going back to the Super Battle Droid, his version of all troopers are equipped with a sidearm, a pistol. The Super Battle Droid does not have a pistol. It has a second option for his wrist laser, which is basically a shotgun. It's a tri-shot. Shoots 3 powerful shots at a time and does not have any ammo. However, the wrist laser does. The assassin droid is the sniper. Very weak, very fast, equipped with a very deadly, very accurate weapon and a sidearm. Also has grenades and a auto turret, which expires eventually, but is very useful for guarding points. The engineer droid is pretty simply the engineer, runs around, repairs stuff. He can also deploy. He's also the medic, which is strange. He deploys Bacta and ammo kits which is like health and ammo. And he can also place down remotely detonated packs. Very deadly, good for traps, choke points. The Magna Guard is equipped with a grenade launcher and a missile, like a rocket launcher, like it's like a gun that you hold in your hand that fires rockets. Very deadly. He's also equipped with a recon droid that can self-destruct, causing massive damage in any area it inflicts it. And finally, the Droid Echo, or the Destroyer Droid. It is a very weak unit. It has very rapid firing, very powerful guns on both arms, and it's very fast. It can roll around the battlefield very quickly. However, when it throws up its shields, it's no longer a weak unit. This right here, you're probably looking at the most powerful unit in the game on the ground, the Droid Echo. Just because if you don't catch it off guard and it's ready for you and it's coming at you, it's impossible to take down that shield. The pilot droid is it's the best one for piloting spacecraft. It auto repairs whatever spacecraft it's in. Very useful. And your droid marine, you can put him in lander ships, like boarding ships. Get a party of those guys, drop them in the enemy ship, cause havoc in the hangars, and you might be able to see some of that later. But we're not gonna spend the money because it's very expensive. That one's 800. Special units is 1,800, and these three are 1,000. We don't have that money. And that's basically it. It's a good quick tutorial on the Galactic Conquest. Join me next time, and we'll fight the Battle of Tatooine. Thanks for watching.